What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another 90-day fiance video, and this one is all about Memphis and Hamza. Now, this is a couple that I haven't spoke about in a minute, but before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel. Now, when it comes to Memphis is someone that throughout the season, she showed us many actions of her own that was very concerning, that we was watching and took it for value, and therefore we held our own judgment. Hamza, on the other hand, he gave us his behavior and we judged him based on his behavior. Now, after the TV show finished, or at least their series finished, Memphis continued her attitude on social platforms by talking the most. And at that time, Hamza didn't really say too much. His sister popped up every now and then saying things here and there, but he was really hush-hush when Memphis was running wild on social media and making sure that she was doing what she can to make sure that we saw it her way rather than seeing it his way. And he had no intention of trying to retaliate. But Memphis seems to have gone quiet as of late. Well, I say quiet. She hasn't really been doing what she used to do in terms of attacking him or trying to discredit him or trying to make him look a certain type of way or trying to justify herself in a certain way. She's gone quiet. She's gone, reasonably quiet. And to be fair, so is Hamza's sister to a certain degree. But Hamza, on the other hand, he's out here on social media. I wouldn't go as far as saying causing havoc, but he's out now on social media now, basically voicing his own opinions about how he feels. But he wasn't doing this before because NDA. But here's the thing though. I'm going to read to you a post that Hamza posted last night, okay? Then I'm going to take you to Memphis's last post. And then I'm going to give you guys a summary of exactly what I'm thinking. Now, as we head over here, this is the last post. This is the post from last night from Hamza. And as you can see, he came out by saying, I feel a deep sadness. Every day I miss my daughter. My heart aches without her around. I am counting the minutes until I am reunited with her again. I never for 1 second forget my daughter. She's always in my mind and my heart. Now, the last time I spoke about Hamza and his feelings and him expressing his feelings towards a child, I said, well, to be honest with you, I'm calling cap. I'm calling a little bit of BS, because you see, he moved 3 hours away from his child so he can be in that big city that he always wanted to be in. And since then, if you ask me, he hasn't traveled back to really see his child. But he will sit there and talk about how he missed his child. Now, of course, people have rumors and speculations that maybe, just maybe, Memphis is not allowing him to see his child. But again, that is yet to be proven. We don't have proof that is real. And to be honest, even if she wasn't allowing him to see his child, I don't think that's in writing. So to be fair, he does have the ability to do that 3-hour journey back to where he was supposed to live in the first place in the United States of America and knock on the door and say, hey, I want to see my child. And really and truly, Memphis can't really do too much if there's no order against him seeing his daughter, right? But here's the thing though. Let's go back to what I said at the very beginning. I said at the very beginning that, you see, when the show was going on, we witnessed Memphis being Memphis. When the show finished, Memphis was still running riot on social media. But she's now simmered down. Since she has simmered down, Hamza's risen. And now he's talking about all of his feelings, even though he spoke about how he couldn't say certain things prior because of the NDA, which I understand. But here's the thing though, if we head over to Memphis's account, you see, this was the last post that Memphis made, and this was 7 days ago. And as you can see right here, she came out with this post that says, lately my peace has been more important than proving my point. The realists get treated the worst, but we win in the end, I promise you that. And of course, cheeky with her tongue out. Don't know why we had that. And also this one here at the beginning, my apologies. I'll cut the whole world off before I tolerate any more wish around me. Now, of course, Memphis, to be honest with you, as of late has been rather quiet and rather humble to a certain degree. And she hasn't really been trying to air her dirty laundry on social media. And she hasn't really been trying to come at the boy himself or the man himself, Hamza. But again, like I said, Hamza now all of a sudden has changed his tone and he's now talking the most. Now, of course, at the same time, she does come out to say this on the caption. I have never been the type of person who sits on social media, and that is something that she did say for a very long time, but hey, that was still yet to be proven. It's only now she's proven that. My apologies, wasn't meant to do that. This last year being on that show, I felt I had to. I'm sorry to my true fans and real friends and family, but my peace means so much more. I am loving life again and it feels so good. I want to continue to live as much in the moment as I can. And when I have the time or energy, I will update my people. Life is way too short to waste it online. Go out, take the kids to the beach or park, watch the wind in their hair. Oh my gosh, I gotta get in. I watch the wind in their hair. Listen to those laughs and giggles. That is where you find me, and happiness, motherhood. Now, of course, listen, this is the thing though. There's now been a dramatic change within Hamza's silence he had to Memphis's attitude that she had. She's now going for a more different approach these days. Meanwhile, Hamza's going for the more, I'm sad, I miss my child, I can't wait to see my child. Which brings me the question, if he's saying that he cannot wait to see his daughter again, does that mean that maybe him and Memphis have now come to a conclusion? Does that mean maybe now he's looking to finally make that effort? Or does it mean, which sadly, in my own opinion, I believe more, or does it mean that he's doing what I said in my previous video, the last time I talked about him, which was like God knows when, and that is that, in my opinion, I believe that he's just talking all of this nonsense just because he wants sympathy, just because he wants people to feel sorry for him. The man has gone from talking about how he misses his child, but still yet we've seen no actions. And he's also gone from just how expensive the medical system is in the US, you know, and okay, we all know that. I mean, listen, I've been holding back on making any more content around them or him, to be honest with you, but now I'm just like, yo, there is definitely a dramatic change. So I sit here and I ask you lovely people the simple question of this. Who really was the person that was the problematic one? Was it really Memphis? Or was it really Hamza? Who was the one that was really playing out for the cameras? Was it Memphis or was it Hamza? I mean, listen, end of the day, we can only really give an answer based on our own assumptions, based on what we've seen. But if you ask me, myself in particular, to be honest with you, I don't think it's a matter of who was playing out for the camera. I don't think it's a matter of who's the one that's really the bad one. I think it's a matter of, well, Hamza flew from his country with a woman that has his daughter, allegedly, because we are still waiting for that DNA test. Let's not get it twisted. And to be honest, we knew that he always had this dream to be in a big city. But he flew over. He realized he wasn't in a big city. I don't know how quick or how long it took him, but all of a sudden he went to a big city, and then boom, he's not seeing his child anymore. And all of a sudden the blame's put on Memphis, when in reality he had already said it in the very beginning that he wanted to live in a big city. And the fact that he made that happen says a lot. And to be honest with you, when we go back to Memphis's famous video of her being at the tell-all and her telling off the producers for violating her privacy, we all sat there and said to ourselves, why didn't Hamza step in and pick up his daughter and remove his daughter from the situation sooner rather than later? And to be honest with you, that information itself alone did confirm what Memphis had been saying prior, and that was that Hamza hadn't even changed his own daughter's nappy, diaper, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes I do wonder if this man only wants to be around his child only when he has to do less. To be honest with you, there are many people in this world where they won't even see their child without the other parent. They won't see their child without someone else being there. Why? Because they don't want to do certain chores. And it's so sad, because I shouldn't really call it a chore, changing your child's nappy or rocking your baby to sleep. But the fact is, we know that he's a mama's boy. So maybe the reason why he hasn't made the effort to see his child, maybe it's because each time he's reached out to Memphis, she said, you can come and see your child, but I'm not going to be there. You're going to take your child and you're going to look after your child by yourself for however many hours you have your child for. And maybe he's been like, oh no, I can't do that. Because you see, the man wasn't changing diapers before when he was living with her. Why is he going to change diapers when he's not living with her? And maybe the person he was living with wasn't going to help him neither, and rightly so. So let's talk about responsibility. Responsibility could be a big part of why Hamza still has not seen his child. It may not be because of Memphis, because like I said before, I don't believe there's anything written in paper to say that he's not allowed or anything like that. So if we put a lot of things into context, in terms of his own behavior, of him wanting to go to a big city, he did that when he got there. You know, based on Memphis saying that he hadn't even changed his child's diaper yet. He didn't, well, that's information that is then kind of confirmed with his attitude of not removing his own child from the scene at the tell-all. There is a big question. Big questions. And Memphis is now gone quiet, but he's now always talking about, or every now and then talking about how he's missing his kid. Yet we see no actions. If you ask me personally, for a man that is a mama's boy, I personally think the reason why he hasn't seen his child, I don't think it's because Memphis is not allowing him. She's probably making it hard for him to a certain degree. I think it's because he doesn't want to have the responsibility of being a father without the mother being there when it comes to some of the other important jobs you got to do when it comes to raising a child, and that is changing your baby's diaper, or warming up the milk. You know what I mean? Okay, or whatever it could be. You all know what the responsibilities are. Come on now. We could argue and say it's a culture thing, but I'll be honest with you, if you're going to have a child with someone from a different culture, F your freaking culture, because at the end of the day, if you want to keep your culture there, well then stay within your culture. And to be honest with you, I am sick and tired of people defending people based on their freaking culture. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm going to marry outside of my own culture, well then I better be ready to compromise. And the person I'm with better be ready to compromise. In fact, our cultures at that point aren't really that relevant to a certain degree. So I wouldn't even put culture in there as an excuse of why he may not want to do certain things. Because you married a woman from America. And if you marry a woman from America, or you marry a woman from the UK, or marry a woman from Canada, or maybe any other part of the world, expect them to want you to actually be an independent person too. They're not going to be out there being submissive to you, especially, and let's keep this abundantly clear, if your woman is the breadwinner, if you have to live off her money, there is no way she's going to be submissive. If you dig what I'm saying. So let's put some respect on females who have to actually provide for their men. And men that are with women that are providers, don't be taking it for granted and treating them as if they should be submissive to you just because you're the man. Who gives a damn? If you're not working and bringing nothing to the table, until you are, hush, hush. Maybe once you start earning that money, and you start earning that more, and you start looking after your kids and your woman, maybe then you can change, to turn the tables a little bit and hope that she maybe become submissive in some kind of way, or start to respect you in your cultural way. But at the end of the day, I am sick and tired of people who are with people and then they complain about culture this, and people come on, get the hell out of this nonsense, man. This nonsense. What? But that's just my opinion. So all I'm saying is that for me personally. But hey, let me know what you're thinking in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Like, subscribe, and peace.